One of the questions that I read in the comment section was, do moving averages actually work? And that is exactly what I want to explain in this video. When are the major moving averages, so 50, 200, when do they actually work and when they don't work? So without further ado, let's get straight in the video. And if you're new to the channel, I'm a top author on the TradingView platform and I share free education and analysis on all my platforms every single day. So I suggest you subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on all this free education, and I will see you in the video. In this video, we have to speak about moving averages. So we have to answer the question, are you supposed to be using, for example, the 200 or the 50 EMAs? This is something that I get asked a lot. So that is exactly what I want to speak about in this video. So are you supposed to be using moving averages? So the major moving averages will be the first thing that I will answer in this video. And the second thing that we will do in the video is give you guys a full breakdown of the situation that currently we have on NZDCAD. And the reason for which I want to speak specifically about NZDCAD is because it's a pair that is very near to providing a very good trading opportunity. So first of all, I will be speaking about the pair from a technical perspective. We will then also see what hedge funds are doing on both the NZD and the CAD. Because with the commitment of traders, we are able to see what the biggest banks and institutions, basically hedge funds, are doing in the market. And we will check both what we have from an NZD perspective and a CAD perspective. And obviously by looking at what they're doing, we are able to understand how we can gain an edge over our competition in the market by following the smart money in the market. So this is what we will be doing. And by the end of the video, I will also show you exactly what kind of opportunity we can be looking for on NZDCAD to obviously capitalize on the next move of this pair. So let's start by answering the first question. Are you supposed to be using the major moving averages, like for example, the 200 EMA? This is something that many people use. And I will, as usual, go straight to the answer, okay? I don't want to make you waste time. You don't have to use the 200 moving averages, neither if it is the EMA, they're simple moving averages. Do not use the 250. The reason for which you don't have to use them is that the way in which most people want to use them is to gain the direction of the market. What many people will say is, if the market is above the 200 moving average or a exponential moving average, then you are in an uptrend. If the market is below the 200 exponential moving average or simple moving average, then the market is in a downtrend. And this is the worst way in which you can use moving averages. Why is that? Because if the market is below the 200, doesn't mean that the market is in a bearish structure, doesn't mean that the market is in a downtrend. The market can easily be below the 200 moving average, but still create an uptrend as the market is creating here. This is all an uptrend. It is absolutely not related with the moving average. What counts is the structure, not if the market is above or below a moving average. Here, for example, you are in an uptrend, but here you turn to a downtrend and the market is still above the 200 EMA. And everybody will say, look, here you are in a bullish structure. You have a bullish market in an uptrend. It is not true. The market breaks to the downside. Here, yes, you are in a bearish trend, but then the market starts all this move to the upside, breaks above, breaks back below. The 200 moving average has absolutely no indication of whether the market is in an uptrend or a downtrend. Do not use the 200 or even the 50 EMA to gain the direction of the market. It has absolutely nothing to do with the direction of the market. What you can use it for is extra confluence as a support or resistance level, but obviously it's only extra confluence. Like for example, here you have resistance because the 200 EMA is here, but this has nothing to do with the trend of the market. The trend is defined by structure, not a 200 EMA. It has nothing to do with a 200 EMA. So you can just delete it from your charts because it's not something useful. what is useful is the way in which you know that we analyze the market, which I will now show you. You have to use structure, Fibonacci's, and patterns combined with the COT data to gain the direction of the market. That is why I'm so effective in understanding where the market is supposed to complete patterns, because I use a lot of confluence factors all put together, which are the real patterns of the market, the real structure of the market, not a 200 moving average or even a 15 moving average. Okay, do not use them. Now let's make a full breakdown of NZDCAD because it's definitely a very educational pair that I have to speak about. So let's make a full breakdown of it. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, what we can see now on the monthly, we can see that the market has just created this very nice W formation. Now, after a W formation, what do you want to see? You want to see the market give you a move to the downside and complete the pattern at the previous resistance, not on support, which is in fact exactly what the market did. From here, I made a breakdown explaining to you guys why the market was supposed to make this monthly move to the downside, and that is in fact exactly what the market did. And I will link in description this previous analysis so you can go and check it out for further reference and more free education. And after that, the market went for a perfect retest of this previous resistance, which is now turned support here, from which we can definitely expect the market to give us a move to the upside. So currently the market has just completed a W formation on the monthly, retesting the support, and it rejected the support to the upside. Perfect, we know what we have on the monthly. Let's go down on the weekly. Now from a weekly perspective, situation as well is very clear. We had a market that had created this M formation, after which we expected a move to the upside to test the previous support, which is now turned resistance, which is exactly what the market did. And currently the market is also trying to create from a weekly perspective this impulse, correction, and impulse pattern to the upside. Specifically, if we go down on the daily, what we can see. Now on the daily time frame of NZDCAD, what did we say in our previous analysis? First of all, we spoke about NZDCAD after the market had created this W formation, and I made a full breakdown explaining to you guys exactly all the reasons for which from here we wanted to see the market give us this move to the downside to go and test this previous resistance, not our support. And that is exactly what the market did. The market went to complete the pattern exactly as we had spoken about in our previous analysis. And I will link also this previous analysis in description so you can go and check it out for further reference and more free education to know exactly all the reasons for which from here we wanted to see this move to the downside. Just a quick reminder, make sure you comment below and you let me know which pairs or topics you would like me to analyze or cover in the next videos. And then again, we spoke about NZDCAD when the market was around this area here, explaining all the reasons for which we wanted to see the market from here give us a nice move to the upside, and that is exactly what the market is currently doing. And I will link also this previous analysis in description so you can go and check it out for further reference and more free education. And currently, what is the market doing and where is the next opportunity for NZDCAD? Now, at the moment, the market, in creating this move to the upside, is also forming this W formation. Specifically, this W formation has also the possibility to become an overextended W formation, which would provide a very good opportunity. Because after an overextended W formation, you want to see the market give you a move to the downside to test the previous resistance, which is now towards support. So we would like to see after an overextended W formation, a nice wave to the downside, and we can capitalize on that move to the downside. Specifically, as we have previously seen from a weekly perspective, this is a quite strong structure area because on the weekly we have this previous support here, which is now term resistance all inside of this area. So we have the possibility at the moment to see the market approach a strong weekly resistance area with a bearish pattern from a daily perspective. So a bearish overextended W formation on the daily, testing a strong weekly resistance area from which you definitely expect the market to give you a move to the downside. So now that we know from a technical perspective what we want to see, and we want to see the market give us a move to the downside, let's go and see if from a COT perspective on the NZD and on the CAD, institutions are actually following what we want to see. So are they actually selling the NZD and are they actually buying the CAD so that NZD CAD can make a move to the downside? Now, if we go and see what they're doing from an NZD perspective, we can see that with the last reports, we went from 6.9k net positions to 4.9k net positions, increasing shorts of 741 short positions and decreasing longs of 1.3k. So definitely institutions have started to short the NZD and close their longs, exactly what we want to see. And if we go and see what we have from a CAD perspective, what we can see. On the CAD, we can see that institutions added 3k longs and closed 6.6k shorts. So CAD is getting bought by institutions, which is exactly what we want to see. And we also see that the long exposure increased to 21.5%, short exposure decreased to 34.1%, net positions went from 27 to 17k, actually from minus 33k to minus 17k, meaning that net positions are clearly increasing because institutions are starting to buy the CAD, which is exactly what we want to see. We want to see a strong CAD and a weak NZD in order for the market to create this move to the downside. So now that we see that everything is combining for a move to the downside, how we will approach this market with students. Now, as usual, the monthly, the weekly, and the daily time frame combined with the COT data are the best time frames when it comes to the direction of the market. But the best time frame for entry is the 4 hours. And at the moment, from a 4-hour perspective, what we can see? We can see that everything is bullish. The market is creating higher highs and higher lows without showing any sign of weakness. So can we just take a short? Absolutely not, because we would be shorting a bullish market, which is never a good idea. So the way in which we will be approaching this is, as usual, being reactive and not predictive. So during this move to the upside, we will be monitoring price action with students on the 4-hour time frame, waiting for the market to shift from a bullish market as it is right now to a bearish market. And if the market will shift from a bullish to a bearish market and provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice short with a very good risk to reward and very good probabilities for the move to the downside and completion of this overextended W formation at the neckline, aka the previous resistance, which is now turned support. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you. Also, make sure you go and check out the mentorship program. You'll find it linked in the description. You first learn all the rules of my rule-based strategies in the program, and then you trade them live with me. In fact, every single day you get a new daily market breakdown showing you exactly how to apply the strategies with entry, stops, take profits, as well as having me answering every single question that you have every day, including the weekends. So I really suggest you go and check it out. The link is in the description, and I will see you in.